Okay, silly one and all, lovely morning. We have a concert to do later, so that's why I'm doing this now. Probably won't be able to do another one later. This is the second video of the 20th epistle, this book of Judges. We left off with the 11 tribes gathering in the house of our Lord in Masphah, 400,000 mighty. And from there, they sent messengers to the tribe of Benjamin, specifically the city of Gabaa, requesting for them to surrender to them the men responsible for the atrocious deed of the wife that was brutally molested and then died at the threshold of her husband's door. So now, Samuel writes of the men of Israel also, besides the children of Benjamin, were found 400,000 of them that drew swords and were prepared to fight, who rising came into the house of God that is into Shiloh. So, from here, they sent messengers. And of course, their response was, no, we're not going to surrender him. We're going to gather our own army of 25,000 plus 700 elite from this area. So now, the 11 tribes, they moved from Masphah to Shiloh, these 400,000 fighting men. As they're getting closer, of course, now it's preparation for war. Because they've already received the answer from the Benjamineites. Nah, we're not going to surrender those responsible. So this is why the tribes come over to the house of Lord in Shiloh, which has been the main place for the religious gathering of the Israelites. So there they consulted QUI EST, and they said, who shall be in our army? Who's going to be the general of the battle against the children of Benjamin? And to whom our Lord answers, let Judas be your captain. Judas. This doesn't imply a warrior named Judas. It infers a leader from the tribe of Judah. And as you can see by these blank answers, these unfulfilled answers, that QUI EST is not happy with this inter-explosion of his tribes. And they can see the people, as we retrace this, getting further and further from God and more into the hands of man. Hence, this is what you see society now. So, further and further from God, and using God to justify man's mistakes, even though man is the one who is exiting further and further away from QUI EST. We are the mistake. We are creating this mistake, just like our forefathers did. One excuse, all you have to do is look inward. And forthwith, the children of Israel, arising in the morning, they camped beside Gabaa. So now they've migrated south to the city where all this took place. So from Shiloh, they came down to Gabaa. And thence, proceeding to fight against Benjamin, they began to assault the city of Gabaa. And the children of Benjamin, coming out of Gabaa, they slew of the children of Israel that day 22,000 men. So this first scrimmage resulted in nearly every Benjaminite, 25,000, in battle, killed an opposing Israeli, 22,000. That's almost one per 25 and 22. Kind of interesting when they just been to two houses of our Lord, inquiring upon him, and yet they were slaughtered. Oh, well, they got beat single-handedly this first day. So again, Israel having confidence, didn't matter. They still had confidence in their strength and their number. They set the army in array in the same place where they had fought previously, which is surrounding Gabaa. But did you catch that though? Confidence in their strength and number, nothing to do with QUI EST. Confidence in man. Throughout history, mankind has erroneously believed that because he was a follower of ELOHIM and even his spouse, his church, QUI EST would be on his side. We see this in the conflicts of man plaguing terror today. In the story that Samuel shares with us here, we see the Israeli tribes being overly confident because of their superior numbers and their acute belief that they had the just cause over the Benjamin tribe. Yet they were the recipients of defeat. Did not one Israeli stop to consider why Elohim would even be pleased of this inner tribal conflict amongst his own followers? And what about the priest? Did not one priest step up and say, wait a minute, they are our brothers. They are the children of Benjamin. We are brothers of the Benjaminites. In America, what we termed as the Civil War, the North gallantly thinking that theirs was right, QUI EST was on their side. South, same thing, noble, patriotic men, same claim. QUI EST is our side, we're right. When it comes time to disobeying QUI EST's commandment, thou shalt not kill, no one is right. Continuing, yet so that they did first go up and weep before our Lord until night, and consulted him and said, this is Israel, 11 tribes. Shall I proceed any more to fight against the children of Benjamin, my brethren, or not? Finally they bring it up. Should we continue this fight against our brothers or not? To whom QUI EST answers, go up to them and enter battle. Again, a very bland response. They started this conflict. Doesn't matter what he says, he knows this is going to engage, this is going to execute. This has gone beyond the approach of, let's forget this, shake hands. Not going to happen. Armies are raised. Blood's been spilled. Go up to them and enter battle. God also punished all Israel by this civil war for suffering idolatry in the tribe of Dan, which thou ought to have punished. Nothing has to be irked about. Yeah, well, now they're in an uproar because of this religious man's wife has died. But what about their offense to God with the paganism? Why wasn't that punished? So absolutely, he has grounds to be annoyed by this, by the hypocrisy of these other tribes. And when the children of Israel the next day had proceeded against the children of Benjamin to battle, the children of Benjamin break forth out of the gates of Gabaa And meeting them, they raged, so with a great slaughter against them, they overthrew 18,000 men that drew sword. 24, 18. Their prideful conceit has led to the opposing Israeli tribes to yet another defeat. Samuel doesn't write of Benjamin's losses, but they were certainly minimal. This tribe did exercise restraint as they killed only the warriors fighting against them. A total of 40,000 out of 400,000 fighting Israelites have been vanquished thus far. And again, the opposing tribes, the other 11, remain dumbfounded at their loss because they firmly believe to be QUI EST's righteous ones. Yet they're losing. Duh. All right, we'll stop here. The next we meet, think about these things. They pertain to the human race now. Pax Vobis.